Tie užrašai, kurie buvo apačioj, nuo Lungo Teverė kelio, tai žvelgiant į apačią. Bet tai netrukus po tų užrašų atsiradimo ant salos, reiškia Izola Tiberina, buvo surengta Italijos komunistų šventė, Festa dell'Unità, tradicinė Italijos komunistų šventė. Ir labai knietėjo žiūrėti, kaip jie reaguoja į tokį dalyką. Su draugu buvom nuėję pasižiūrėti, buvo užteplioję jau visą ištrynę. Tuoj pat. Tai Italijos komunistai buvo pirmieji, kurie šitos užrašus užtrynė dar gerokai prieš Gorbačiovo laikus. Aš galiu tik paminėti vieną tokį labai įdomų momentą. Tik dėja nebeprisimenu, kelintais metais, tai buvo gal 88, gal 80 kokiais trečiais, tiksliai nežinau. Latvijai šventė, diasporos Latvijai, daugiausiai iš Amerikos, iš Vokietijos, savo nepriklausomybės metinės ir jie sugalvojo, kad reikia konkretesnių ir tokių drąsesnių žygių. Ir jie sugalvojo, kad ten, kur yra jų rūmai okupuoti ar kokios kitos vietos prisirakinti. Ir atvažiavo į Romą, bet Romoje Latvija neturi jokių objektų. Akurat. Sako, kur čia mums, kur geriausia būtų prie kokio ambasadoriaus rūmų ar ką nors ten Sovietų Sąjungos. Sakau, važiuokit į vieną Ventaną, tenais ir taip ir padarė. Ir buvo 3 Latviai, aš nežinau, ar jie buvo amerikiečiai ar iš Vokietijos. Ir, jie kaip regint, jie prisirakino ir ten davėm ženklą spaudai, reiškia, ir net buvo nufotografuoti, vietoj spaudoj buvo nuotrauka. Tik italai niekad nesugeba padoriai skirti lietuviai, latviai, ką. Jie ėmė ir parašė, lietuviai prisirakino prie savo ambasados. Latvijos nepriklausomybės projektai. Tai čia buvo vienintelis toks ypatingesnis žygis toks ar aktas. Jie buvo suimti Latvijai, bet buvo tam pasiruošę, turėjo įrodymą, kad turi išvykimo bilietus, tuoj pat juos išvarė iš Italijos.
Vytautas bought an apartment in a nearby monolithic house 20 years ago, just before independence. He moved in from the dorm. His entire life was related to pigeons, and he started to look for a place to build a pigeon loft. In the beginning, he used the balcony to keep some decorative versicolor pigeon nestlings from Russia. Later, while working in the woods, he came across a pigeon loft. Its owner was an old Russian sailor called Sezonov. When perestroika began, the sailor moved to the Krasnodar region, his native land, his mother's place. He sold the pigeon loft, and Vytautas bought it from him, paid him a lot by the standards of that time. The loft was incomplete, but it had an architect's permit. Vytautas finished its construction, rearranged it, and has been its owner for about 20 years now. Me and my pigeons are the living witnesses of those terrible events of January. In winter, when the Soviet tanks appeared along this little road, it was night. I ran and watched what would happen here. I was there when the tanks went through. I was concerned about the situation, the future. There was such uncertainty. Meanwhile, I was really worrying about the fate of my pigeon loft. Tanks swept away the truck, nothing was left. They swept away everything in their way. I was afraid that instead of taking a bypass, the tanks would go straight and crash the loft and everything would disappear. They used tracer bullets. The whole sky lit up, but the loft wasn't shot through. Being there was hard. It seemed as though my eardrums would blow up. The birds were really afraid, especially in the loft where the eggs are laid. Try hitting something and the baby birds may become trapped. They stop developing and die. At the moment when the tanks came, I couldn't be anywhere else because of my pigeons and their house. I don't know whether they saw me or not, but when the tanks came along the path passing the loft, they turned right through the fence directly towards the TV tower. I came here along the little road uphill, but afraid to approach the pigeon loft. There were absolutely no people, nobody. Just soldiers. Silent morning. Despite everything, it was morning, and I was supposed to go to the birds. I didn't have a clue how they would act. Slowly and carefully I approached the loft with no fear and pulled out the ladder. I climbed up to water and feed the birds. I went inside. I wasn't sure if someone would shoot or not, whether someone would say something or not. Nobody said anything. I fed the birds and went back. There was no need for a permit. Later, I was used to it, and neither I nor they disturbed each other. One more thing. I remember one day from that time. I went inside to see my birds, and a lot of people had gathered around the loft. People thought that I was transmitting messages with those wheels, where birds were perching. Many people surrounded me, and gradually the mob grew bigger. They surrounded the entire loft. You are transmitting something, you must be some kind of spy. Then I let a few come inside. They saw that it was actually a pigeon house. Nothing was wrong, no conspiracy. What kind of news can I transmit? They thought it was a transmitter and was supposedly watching and transmitting it somewhere. Who to? Russians or Americans? In general, this is a calm place, no disturbance. The pigeons fly out, fly back. The race. They come back, land near a watering place, and drink. They are exhausted. This makes me feel sympathetic and gives me so much pleasure and spiritual joy that goes beyond words.
Moj pagalvos.
Kaip kirta. Žiūrėkime, ką tik sužinojom, kad jis skrienda 100 km per valandą greičiu. Jie tikrai greičiu. Jeigu jos paleidžia Kaune, nespėtų mašinos važiuoti Vilniui pasitikti.
Surgi pavažinas kiltas. Mariau. beveik aš negotavau.